My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Rimworld and the Covenant of Cobra, our burgeoning little colony that now has 7 full-time residents. As at the end of the last episode you may recall, Badawachara here joined our colony and he's making his way over here now. Now, I haven't done anything between episodes, nothing has changed apart from Badawachara walking over to the colony, and as we can see, we do not even have a bedroom available for him at the moment. So temporarily, Badawachara is going to have to use the bed in our main quarters there while we excavate him a bedroom. Now, in terms of bedroom location, I think we'll expand our corridor down this way a little, and he can have a bedroom in this area somewhere. So what we're going to do, before we unpause it, is quickly plan out our next move, which, as I said, is going to be corridor expansion to maybe there. And what we're also going to have is somewhere like here, a corridor that branches off this way, and Badawachara's bedroom is going to be located just here, like that, and this leaves us room for extra bedrooms or whatever we want to do down here. The only problem coming down this way is we're getting close to this area I'd identified as our little temple, but we can rebuild that, and we can maybe even have it freestanding somewhere in this area or down here. For now it's fine where it is. So yes, that's where we want to head to. Now there's no need to excavate this entire corridor at this point. All we need to do is mine out enough to gain access. We have an eclipse, that's of no concern to us at the moment. We're not using anything solar powered. So if we just, in fact we can extend this a little bit because it's only 5 by 5, and we'll give him a little bit more room. So this will be Badawachara's bedroom just there. Let's just have a look at Badawachara here. I might even rename him just to Weasel, because trying to pronounce Badawachara every time is going to be a nightmare. So how do we... I think you can rename him. Yes, we can. And we'll just call him Weasel. Weasel, there we go. That's better. I've been mistakenly calling her a he. That's foolish of me. Weasel is a female, as we can see. So there she is. This will be Weasel's bedroom. Let's just check her biography here. Underground and... oh yes, I remember. Underground and sanguine. Very nice traits to have. Cyclically dull isn't really a problem. The main thing I was checking is that she didn't have the agility trait, which she does not. So as we can see, Weasel has immediately started doing a bit of cooking work. I do believe we did set her task priorities in the last episode. Yes, we did it right at the end. You may have noticed the interruption from my daughter. I believe I made apologies for that at the time. If that came through, I do apologise. I did try and trim out as much as I possibly could. Hopefully it didn't detract too much from the episode itself. Anyway, Weasel and Leslie are working together to start the excavation order, as we can see. So they should have that done fairly quickly, hopefully. We've got a lot of tattered apparel at the moment, as we can see. Garcia, Leslie and James are all wearing tattered clothing. And let's just have a look which items of clothing it is. So for Garcia, it is the skirt. For, who else was it? James and Leslie. So James, it's the pants. And for Leslie, it is the wool parka. So what we're going to do is we have a cape that's already started production, but we're going to also make a few extra pairs of pants. Now, well, I'll get these t-shirts and pants made first. Therefore, Riser. Not sure what Python's doing. He's sleeping. I think he is our designated tailor at the moment. Let's have a look. Yes, Python and Weasel. In fact, Sanford, you could also do some tailoring duties if you've got nothing else to do as well. So that's all fine. Weasel could also do crafting, but we'll put that to level 3 priority. Okay, as these continue to mine out, what we're going to do is, as a solar flare, no concern to us. Yes, as I was saying, what we will do is we'll start laying down some torches to keep everything nicely illuminated, just to ensure we don't have any infestation spawn mid-work. We want a door to go there. We can increase the speed a little bit now that things are running nicely. These stone chunks need to be hauled out of here, so we'll flag them for urgent hauling. There we go, they're on the way now. We need more carpet down here, and we need the wooden flooring putting in. We do have a lot of wood down here, but it's not yet been hauled into base, so let's flag that to be hauled urgently. As you see, we have nothing in our stockpile at the moment. Plenty of cloth, thanks to the recent harvest, so that's nice. What's everyone doing? Why is Python still in bed? You've been in bed for a long time, my friend. What's up with you? It might be a result of the sleeping sickness. As we can see, Garcia has lost the biohazard icon, so she also has the immunity. I believe that was in the last episode as well. However, James still doesn't have full immunity, although he's pretty close, and he is going to gain the immunity before this sleeping sickness takes full effect, as we can see. What's going off here? What are you doing, guys? Sanford and Leslie were having a social fight. Okay, they've calmed themselves down. No real damage, I don't believe. James, if you could just, before you do anything else, could you clean up the mess? We don't want blood on the carpet. So Weasel's bedroom is about halfway excavated, and Python and Leslie continue to work away on that, as we can see. So that's good. At the moment, Wheels is having to sleep in the main room, which isn't ideal because she'll keep getting the disturbed sleep negative effect from people coming and going, especially as we have 2 night owls. Insect meat has rotted away. Not bothered about that. We weren't going to use it for anything. I've just noticed Ryza still has a toilet in her bedroom, which was obviously her prison cell for a while. We don't need that. We will just deconstruct it. And we'll also get rid of the table and the stool as well, because there's no need for those anymore. She now eats with the rest of us in the main room. And that could do with being moved. So we'll put that just there. And we're going to need a bigger table with extra chairs in here as well, as we can see. We now have 7 colonists. We only have seating arrangements for 4 to eat at the same time. Although with Sanford and Ryza being night owls, chances are they're going to eat overnight while everybody is asleep. But regardless, we will put in a larger table. And in fact, no, we'll not do it now. We need to focus on getting Weasel's bedroom up and running. So what we want to do in here is mark out the flooring. So we want wooden flooring for the bedroom throughout, like that. And then we want to provide her with a bed. And we'll put the bed there. She wants an end table, say there. And the last thing we need to put in here is a dresser there. And that's not the last thing, because we also have the 2 plant pots as well, just to boost the room's beauty rating a little. So that's the bedroom done. We can haul those out of there. Let's now assign that to Weasel. There you go, Weasel. We can deconstruct that because we don't need it at the moment. So Weasel's doing the tailoring work, which is good to see, because Ryza still has no clothing at the moment. I'm not going to force her to equip the t-shirt. She can do it of her own volition, which will mean when something better comes along, she will opt to change it out rather than continue wearing something we told her to wear. At least I believe that is how that works. We just had a rice harvest, which is good. Some more cotton to come back in. The wheat is doing well. There's not much else that urgently needs tending to in the base at the moment, as we can see. Our spike traps are all good. I'm concerned about this because we could very well have a raiding party come through here and break into our base this way. So we might need to think about that in the future. We'll keep an eye on what happens with our raids. Hopefully they will not. But there's always that possibility. I was just about to check something else and I've forgotten what it was. Oh, that's right. I wonder if Leslie can... No, she can't yet convert anybody, but she'll be able to pretty soon. She still needs the cape, which I believe... Has it been constructed yet? Has somebody picked up the cape? because one of the bills that we put down was a cape for Leslie, as per her requirements due to her ideological role. She doesn't have the cape. Who has the cape? Somebody must have it. Is it there and I'm just not seeing it? That's a t-shirt. Do we still... Ah, there it is. It's not being finished. Okay, Weasel's constructing other items of clothing at the moment. Okay. I thought we'd lost the cape then. Well, Weasel, what you could do now is... Oh, you're going to have a meal. After you've had your dinner, could you... Where's the... I need you to pick that up. And I need you to prioritise tailoring. Oh, I see. Python must be the one to work on it. I see. Are you now making a second cape? No, you're making another t-shirt. Well, in that case, you need to drop the cape. There we go. And Python, what are you up to? Is there anything we can interrupt? You're just hauling. Pick up the cloth. And prioritise tailoring. Oh, you're going to sleep. Oh god, this is all being messed up. Right, what's left to construct? What are we still constructing here? Not constructing, we're making. Tailoring. Okay, we're doing one more t-shirt. No, a couple more t-shirts. So we need 2 more t-shirts. As we can see, Riza is now wearing t-shirts, which is great to see. Leslie, you should now be able to swap out your... Oh no, you had the parka. James, we need some pants creating. And Garcia, you also need pants and or a skirt. Are they craft? Yes, they're queued up. Well, what we'll do is once Weasel has finished that order, we shall move the pants to the next priority because we need to get Garcia and James out of those tattered items of clothing because it's not going to be doing any good for their moods. There we go, there's a pair of pants. Sanford's taken them. Well, that's fine if you needed them. So we need to, as I said, work on this table. So let's deconstruct what we have at the moment. And we can get rid of the stools and swap them for proper dining chairs. That should give us a little bit of a mood boost. And we want... Is a proper dining table? No. So we want a 2x4 table. And we'll put it up here now. In fact, we'll put it there. Just to free up some space down here. And then we want dining chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We shall go for 8 because why not? So one of our builders will come and start working on that soon, I'm sure. In fact, Riser's bringing over the equipment now, as we can see, and making a start. So Garcia must have changed out her skirt for the pants. Yes, there's the skirt there. The supernova has dissipated, not that it was having any effect on us, so while that's nice to know, it isn't going to affect our day-to-day activities at the moment. Okay, we've just lost 10 simple meals. We have a lot of food in store, but we also have a lot of raw ingredients, so while it's not great that we've just lost some, wasted some, it's not the end of the world. Do we need more wood? Is that what's holding up production? It looks like we do. I'm guessing these trees are not yet ready to be harvested. No, they're not. So we're going to have to do a bit of manual harvesting. So let's chop as much down here as we can. Not too much there available, but we should have quite a bit in here. There we go. That's plenty. And that'll keep us going for a good few days. Bearing in mind, of course, we need to use it for our log boiler and all of our torches that we have, as well as fueling the smithy, the stove, and the smelter. Python, I'm going to ask you just to prioritise the deconstructing of this furniture here, because the resources we get back may be enough to finish off the little order you have up above. Well, at least we can get some of the chairs done. I'm not going to finish them, but it's a good start. Okay, what's going off here? I'm going to say we no longer need to cook the simple meals. I think we're fine with the vegetarian meals, and what we're going to do, we're going to change that out to X per colonist, and we'll say if we have 6 per colonist, that should keep 2 days worth of food on hand at all times. And that should be enough for us. These meals can be hauled away at anybody's earliest convenience, so there we go, they're on the way now. Of course, the one thing we do want to get as soon as we possibly can is the electricity, which, as we can see at the moment, it's 48,000 on the old research points, which is a bit too far out of our reach at the moment, but as we can see, we've got a 66% threshold, so 2/3, and at the moment, we're just under halfway through the medieval tech era, so a few more techs and we should be then able to drop to electricity. So as you can see here, Leslie is on the verge of a breakdown, or there's the potential for a breakdown, and that's because, or at least one of the negative aspects to her mood at the moment, is that she does not have the Elder apparel, which is the cape. So what we're going to do is we're going to boost that up, and Python, I want you... Oh, do we have... Oh, you know, we have enough cloth. I'm not sure. Maybe if you drop the unfinished cloth. There you go. Now you're going to create the cape. And that's going to help Leslie be a little bit more cheerful. When she does have the cape equipped and she's free of any other duties, we're going to have her give Garcia another round of conversion attempts. How's she at the moment in terms of her 81%? Okay, so it's likely going to take a while for this to actually occur, but as soon as it does, we're going to have a lovely new colonist in the fold, and somebody who will probably make the Elder, as she has the better social skill. Ergo, she should be a lot better at converting people to the religion. What's happened to the cape? Has somebody taken it? Riser, you cheeky monkey. That isn't for you. Drop the cape, please. There we go. Now, what we want to do, we're going to have to disturb her from her sleep. But we'll get Leslie to come and equip that straight away. There we go. Leslie should now be a little bit happier. Yep, the negative modifier has gone away. How are you? Oh, you still need to sleep somewhere. I was going to get you to do a conversion attempt on Garcia, but you still need some sleep, so we'll do it a little bit later. Okay, so one thing I'm doing at the moment is going into the outfit selection, and I'm going to change this so their default outfit choices should... Oh no, that's going the wrong way. Should only be between 51 and 100% hit points. And that way we should avoid the tattered apparel issue that we had previously. As we can see, we've got rid of it now. That's been taken care of, so don't need to worry about that affecting our colonist mood at the moment. And it's also cleared up our little screen here. And what we'll also do is Sanford and Weasel, because we manually do the hunting, we're just going to get rid of that from... In fact, we'll do it from everybody's work order. That way the Hunter Lax ranged weapon will disappear as well. What's happening here? Ambrosia addicted animals. Okay, so they've spotted this over here. Our base is here, so they're not too far away, as we can see, in the mycotic jungle. Don't think it's anything we need to concern ourselves with, however, so let's jump back to our little colony. As I was saying, we do have an advent of... Oh, that must be for one of the other ideologies. I'm going to guess it's the one that Riser was originally a part of, because the Undivided Collective has nothing to do with nudity at all, as we can see. So it must be one of our other colonists who are going to be inclined to get their clothes off in the next few days. There we go, it's James. Okay, Leslie, what are you doing? Where are you? Oh, you're harvesting a deep jungle tree. Well, could you instead come and attempt to convert Garcia for me, please? There we go. 65%. I'm not sure what actually impacts the percentage amount that it drops by. Obviously, the social skill of the person in question is going to have a big impact. Likewise, the mood of the target. but perhaps wearing the clothing gives a little boost to it as well. I'm not sure, but that was a decent attempt there. If we keep that up over the next few days, we should have Garcia in the fold, and as I said, we'll likely swap her to be our priest, our elder, as she has a far superior social skill, so she should be able to work on everybody else that little bit faster. For the time being, there's no other urgent concerns to take care of in the base. Nobody's doing any researching, although we do have quite a lot of people set to priority 1 research. What we'll do is we'll just drop these to 2, and that way people, or the ones we have assigned to research, should be more inclined to research than anything else, or than cleaning and hauling. And James and Weasel, who are not assigned to research, we'll set them to level 1 cleaning and hauling instead. That way, rather than going around with a sweeping brush tidying up, people like Sanford and Python and so on will be more inclined to research instead. Okay, so Python is nearly cured, 18% as we can see. How about Garcia? 15%. So in the next week or so, I would imagine Python and Garcia will both be fully cured, and James will be on his way to being cured as he'll have picked up the immunity. What do we have here? Toxic City Opportunity. You heard rumours of a long-lost city under a plume of toxic fallout. Maybe something of value in the ruins. It may also contain ancient dangers. Well, whereabouts is that? Again, that's not too far away. Could be worth sending out an exploration party. We do have enough colonists to spare these days. I'll think about that one. That's quite tempting. It could be quite interesting as well. The Bodorodo kinship have created a new settlement nearby. How far away is that? It's a little further afield, as we can see, and they are hostile to us, so we shan't be paying those a visit anytime soon, although we could go through and harvest a few slaves. Just noticed here we have an ancient complex here. If you can break into the structure and hack the computers inside, you can collect the information. There may be all manner of dangers inside, and other enemies may also be attracted by activity at the structure. See, I've never gone down that quest route, so I'm not sure what sort of threats are present, and whether or not at the moment we will be able to handle that. I'll do a little bit of research on that little quest before I opt to accept it, because I don't want to risk our colonists unnecessarily if we're in no position at this point to deal with the threats that are associated with that quest. Obviously, I know they are going to be dynamic threats, but there's going to be at least a rough baseline as to how tough the threats tend to be. Of course, if anybody does have experience, please let me know, and if you think our colonists are, as they stand at the moment, would be kitted out well enough to handle it with ease, we shall go and do it. And as I said, I don't really want to risk them unnecessarily, because that would be a waste of colonists, and at the moment all 7 of our colonists are pretty useful, and we have a nice variety of skills and expertise. So Leslie and Python are researching, and they're getting close to finishing the research on gunpowder, as we can see. Another 200 research points and we shall be there. Everybody else goes about their daily business, and things are progressing quite nicely indeed overall. We have a large amount of junglisks on the map, so they've bred. If you remember, maybe 3 to 4 episodes ago, we had very little activity from the Feralisks and the junglisks alike, and their numbers had dwindled somewhat, and they've managed to re-establish themselves, and there is quite a lot of wildlife on the map for them to hunt down to sustain their population. Other than that, everything's fine from our point of view. We're very safe where we are. Not had a raid this episode yet. I thought that was going to be a raid then. That would have been brilliant timing. But we do have a group of visitors, and they do have a few items to trade. Let's see here if the junglisks take any sort of interest. It doesn't look like they are. There's the research completed on gunpowder. Next we shall go for plate armor, just to get it off of the list. And Garcia, what are you up to? I guess you're just food prepping. Yes, you are. Well, what we'll do, we'll allow these guys to get a little bit closer, in which time the jungleists should be falling asleep so we can safely make a trade if we wish. And indeed, we can now head out to trade. Garcia, I know you're asleep, I apologise for this, but just go and see what they have to offer for us, please. Whether these will actually come into the base, I'm not sure. No, they're passing straight on through. Will you get there in time? Probably not, but we'll give it a go. We could have just gone out this door in hindsight, but I had no idea what was going to happen. What do you have available? Well, we could sell them a few items. We have plenty of herbal medicine on hand to sell. 73 items. That's actually quite a lot, isn't it? But they don't have much silver. And is there anything we would want off of them in return? Not really. I might give them the chocolate. No, it's not. For the meagre amount of silver we could squeeze off of these guys, it's not really worth it, is it? And all they could give us in return is pemmican, which we don't really have a use for. We could get a warbow off them if we wanted to, but I don't see the point. Or a light leather duster, which again is not really urgent, so we'll leave them to it. Garcia, you can come back in through the storeroom there. There's no point wandering all the way down here to get back. There we go. And once you're through, we'll lock that door again to keep everybody out and everybody safe. More meals rotting away. Again, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. We have plenty of ingredients on hand for another round of cooking anyway. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll end it here for today. Been a fairly quiet episode by Randy Random's standards, I must admit. The only thing we've really done of note is obviously put the bedroom down for Weasel and put in the new dining table for everybody. Other than that, things are continuing quite nicely. I suppose we've got a positive note. James has developed immunity, as we can see, to the sleeping sickness, so that should now start subsiding quite nicely. Something is under attack somewhere. Ah, the Ripper Hound just ripped into a tortoise. Oh well. Python, you're not yet fully cured, although you're very close. Garcia, I'm guessing, yes, you are now fully cured, although we still do have the loss of the eyesight as a result of the infections that you've had recently. Oh, we've also researched plate armor. Okay, out of the Dark Ages, research all medieval technologies. Does that mean then? No, it does not. Never mind. Okay, before we do end it, we'll just pick a research to get started with. We could get rid of some of these, get them off the list. They're not really crucial at the moment. Oh, we could start doing a bit of brewing. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go down that avenue. We can knock up some gin or whiskey or beer for our colonists to keep them happy. Although we certainly don't want to develop a load of drunkards. Okay, with that being said, as I just said a few moments ago, we'll end it here for today, I think. Not the most productive episode, and it's been fairly quiet, but that's what you get with Rimworld, I suppose. So all that remains for me to say at this point is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. It's ta-ta for now.